Hey guys, welcome back to the L&M Sports YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be ranking AFL teams 2024 Indigenous Guernseys. We're going to go one by one, including away Guernseys, and we're going to be rating them on a scale of 1 to 10, and at the end of the video we're going to show a ladder of mine and Memphis's opinion and the combined points to see who comes out on top. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into it. First off, we've got Adelaide. Adelaide's has got to be my favourite and got to be top tier, to be honest. The way the bird sits, the gradient and how clean it is, and then the yellow and red at the bottom, and the back's clean but still follows the pattern. I think to start off it's got to be the first 10 of 10 Guernsey. So because I've got it as the best in my opinion, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think Adelaide Crows is the best one as well. Looks nice with like the colour difference from that little river, the blue to the red and yellow. And it's just a clean jumper, and the sponsorships don't get in the way too much. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me as well.
Everyone wants the secret to perfect pinpoint kicking, whether it's trying to put tape over your boots or tying your laces in different ways, but I found that didn't help me at all. Until now, I'm kicking better than always, and it's all thanks to Pinpoint Kicking Aid. I've taken my kicking to a new level, hitting perfect kicks in-game and at training. We all want to improve our kicking efficiency. As footballers, we all know that if you can get the right amount of grip between ball and boot, that the chances of you hitting targets or reducing hook and fade are improved. Even when your ball drop isn't perfect, think of Pinpoint as grippo for your boot. When it comes time to fit your Pinpoint Kicking Aid, the AFL approved pad for your boot. It's as easy as kicking becomes. Fitting guide. Ensure your boot is clean and dry. Once you've laced up, tuck and tie your laces away to make the impact zone as smooth as possible. Allow about 15 minutes during warm-up or in the rooms to make sure the adhesion sticks to the boot. Finally, make sure the product is firmly pressed down into the seams and dents of the boot. Perfect fitment sees as much of the tongue area of your boot covered. There you go, as easy as that. If you want to improve your kicking just like that and take your game to the next level, we have a special offer for you. Pinpoint Kicking Aid have now given us a promo code you guys can use at checkout. The code is L&M Sports for 20% off at checkout. So make sure to check them out. We have linked their website and socials down below in the description. You'll be kicking like a pro in no time.
Not much I can even say about this. It's shocking. What were they thinking to put it all in the one spot? Oh, it's the worst by far. I'm probably going to have to give it like a 1 or a 2 out of 10. Yeah, we'll go a 1. Just doesn't look that good, really. They could have made it a lot better, like they have in previous years.
Oh yeah, Brisbane home. Not much going on with it. The back's clean. I don't mind the back, if you're going to point out a positive about it. But yeah, I don't know what's going on from the front. It looks like drone footage from the above a botanical gardens or something, with the way it's split around in the circle and that. I'm going to have to give it a 2 because it's not quite the worst. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 2 because it's not very good at all. Moving on now. Things are just taking a lot of downhill turn. Same design, but they've put that light red on it. I don't rate it. I don't really rate Brisbane's red design, to be honest. I wish they'd go back to a white type of clash. I wouldn't mind it, but yeah, not much to say, just like the last one, but this one's going to have to be a 1 out of 10. It's definitely bottom tier.
Yeah, it's just as bad as their home. Looks crap, like their home one as well, so I'll just give it a 1 as well. I quite like the Carlton one this year. It's pretty nice. I'll say about a 7 out of 10. There's still a couple better, but I still like how they've done the design and faded it out towards the top. And they've used a bit more of our colours this year compared to the light blue last year.
Yeah, the Carlton Indigenous, not the best one they've had, but definitely not the worst. Sponsors don't get in the way, so that's a good tick. They're out the way. They kind of go well with the Guernsey. The colour gradient's nice. So overall, it's a nice Guernsey, but almost too simplistic for an Indigenous. So that's why I'm going to give it a 7 as well. Collingwood's Indigenous Guernsey, they've gone with a white-based jumper this year. It's kind of weird to look at. There's a bit going on with like the circle around the front, and they've got the circle around the back. The KFC and the Emirates stick out a lot in the red. I don't know what to say. There isn't a lot to say, but going on looks, I'd give it about a 4 out of 10 because it's not really a fan favourite of mine.
Yeah, it's not too great. They've had better ones, I think, in previous years. But yeah, I'll probably give it about a 4 out of 10. It just looks a bit weird from the front, and yeah, the sponsorships get in the way a fair bit. Not much to say about this one. Quite like Essendon's one again this year. I think it's quite nice again. It would have been good if they could have done the Tiwi Island thing the right way, but it's good that they've fixed it now. I'll give that one about an 8 out of 10 probably.
I only got a front view from here, but it's a clean jumper. They've done well to keep the red sash and have a red base jumper. Looks clean. I like the shark on it. Don't mind the shark at all. The sponsors are minimal, so it keeps the design popping. Obviously you got the Dreamtime at the G sponsor or logo thing on it. Don't mind it overall. Almost too much red, but they've made it clean, so I'm going to give it a 7. On the Fremantle's home now. Don't mind it. I've liked how they've incorporated the anchor this year. They've done pretty well. The back's clean as well. Sponsorships on the Fremantle Guernsey don't help it a lot. But overall, not a bad Guernsey. It's a solid 7 in my opinion.
I don't mind Freos again this year. I think it's good they've brought the anchor back. But I don't think the sponsors are doing this one too much. The big yellow one at the back's a bit crap, but besides that, I think it's quite nice. I'll probably give that one about a 7 out of 10 as well. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one really. It's still not as bad as Brisbane's, but I'll probably give it like a 2 out of 10. Just does not look that good at all.
Yeah, compared to their home, Fremantle's away just doesn't hit. They've just inversed it and it's not really gone too well. The sponsors stick out way more now. Yellow one on the front and red one at the back. Doesn't really help. Yeah, jumper design doesn't look good. The pink and the purple on the white just doesn't suit. It's not the worst, like it's bearable. Not something you'd purchase though, so I'd have it at a 3 out of 10. Geelong's Guernsey's questionable. It's not too bad. There's almost not enough in between all the blue on the front, so it kind of just looks like an overall blue Guernsey. If you didn't have the hoops, it'd definitely be way worse, but I don't mind the hoops on the side. The Ford obviously works well with Geelong, so it looks kind of clean. But yeah, the overall Guernsey's too blue and it like washes out the design. I reckon in hand, in person, close up wouldn't be too bad, but from a distance view, you can't really make out to see too much. So yeah, I'm going to go a 4 on the Geelong Guernsey.
For Geelong's, I'm going to give it probably a 3. I'm not huge on it this year. And I don't like how they've just kept it all in that one sort of area. And yeah, it just looks full blue, really. And I just don't like it that much. I don't really have much to say about it. It just didn't pop to me when I saw it. So I give that one a 4, a 3 out of 10. The first Gold Coast jumper we're looking at is the Darwin jumper. It's okay. I don't mind the snake on the front, but again, the logo just ruins all their jumpers they have. So I'll give that one about a 4 out of 10, I'll say.
Yeah, the Gold Coast Darwin jumper hasn't got a lot going on in the background. The snake's clean. The snake's what saves it, to be honest. Like, apart from that, it's just a normal Gold Coast jumper with a snake smacked on the front. I like the idea of having a certain one for Darwin because they play a couple of home games there. But yeah, not a lot at all going on with it, so I'm going to give it a 4. Moving on to Gold Coast away, or Clash, or what they claim that to be. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's just the Darwin one with some bit of yellow on it, really. Pretty plain and bland at that tier of Brisbane type stuff, so I'm going to give it a 1. Doesn't look like there's been much creativity put into it.
Yeah, I'm not huge on this one either, really. Just, yeah, there's not much going on. Just some yellow circles, really. I don't rate it too much. The sponsor on the front doesn't look that good either. And the logo as well. So I'm going to give that probably like a 2 out of 10. It's still not as bad as Brisbane's. This one I like as well. The charcoal makes the orange pop a fair bit, which makes it a lot nicer of a jumper. The sponsors don't look too much in the way. The back one's a bit crap, but you get away with the front ones, I think. I'm going to give this one about 9 out of 10.
Yeah, what can I say? It's GWS's best Guernsey, and they've turned it into an Indigenous one, and they've done it well, to be honest. The kangaroo prints on it, the kangaroo within the G, kind of looks like an armadillo at first, but it's clean. The charcoal background makes stuff stand out, and they haven't like overused the space. Everything's kind of spread out. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10 as well. The only thing that probably helped the Crows a lot was the fact they didn't have sponsors that get in the way. They've got the clear backgrounds, whereas GWS got the big red box on the back and the big blue box on the front. Probably the only thing that stuffs up the Guernsey, to be honest. It'd be nice if it was a bit clearer. That's all, but yeah, 9 out of 10 for sure. Moving on to Hawthorn now. First up, we've got their gold Guernsey with the hawk on the front. I like the way they've used the hawk once again this year. The iNet sponsor in the brown and the Hawthorn sponsor on the front in the brown. They've worked out well with the sponsors. The design's overall clean, and the aspect, like, it's set on the hawk. So it's overall not bad jumper, so I'm going to go 6 out of 10 for the Hawthorn gold one.
This is the brown one. Yeah, it looks a lot worse than the other one. You can barely even see the hawk in it, really.
Now we've got the Hawthorn brown Indigenous jumper. As Memphis said, it kind of floods out the hawk. I don't mind the back of it, like the swirl. It doesn't look too bad, but yeah, I don't know. Not too much going on with this, so I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. Moving on now, we've got Melbourne's home Indigenous. They've gone with a navy and a light blue this year. But first we've got the navy. Don't mind it, it's clean. Bit like Carlton, it's almost too clean, but it's clean, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I don't mind this jumper. The sponsors, they're big, but they don't really take it over too much. That's good. I like the reason why they made it as well, the background story. That was not a bad little watch. So yeah, I'll give it about a 7 out of 10 as well. I don't quite like the away one too much, really. It doesn't look that great. Just looks a bit weird. Not much I can say. I'll give that a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, once again, it's kind of like a inverse jumper type thing that's kind of just not hit, unlike the other one. The light blue sponsor on the top kind of makes it look like the actual jumper cuts out part of the V with the design, so I don't like that too much. And once again, like the Hawks jumper, it's kind of washed out the heart in the middle. Like, it doesn't stand out as much as it should, like on the navy. It's not a crap bottom tier jumper, but yeah, compared to the home, you'd think it'd look a bit better. So I'm going to go 4 out of 10. Moving on now, we've got North Melbourne jumper. It's clean jumper, it's nice. I like the way they got the kangaroos going in different directions. The Argentina stripes got a bit of background behind it. The Mazda logo on the front doesn't take up a lot, nor does the one on the back. It's clean. Chuck some numbers on the back of that, and yeah, I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to give that a solid 8 out of 10.
This is a nice design they've done this year. I like how they've done the blue on blue, and then added the kangaroos into it as well. And just the pattern on the back's not too bad either. So yeah, I'm going to say about an 8 out of 10. I like Port Adelaide's one again this year. They've done another pretty good design. It's clean and just looks good. So I'm going to give that one probably about a 7 out of 10.
Port's jumper, yeah, it's nice. It's clean, just like Carlton and Melbourne. Clean, but they haven't put heaps of thought into it, I guess, just like the other two. The back sponsor doesn't wreck it. Number looks clean. Kind of like North's big white box for the number, but as long as you've got a number filling it up, it looks nice. So yeah, overall design looks nice. Don't mind it. Gonna go 7 out of 10 as well. Moving on now, we've got the other team that plays in the Dreamtime at the G, Richmond. I see a lot of potential in this jumper if it doesn't have a big red KFC sponsor, big blue Latitude sponsor, and the green NIB sponsor on it. Kind of wrecks the design in ways. So I'll have to give it an 8 out of 10 for that fact. It could be as high as a 9 or a 10 if it didn't have the sponsors on it. But the design's nice. I like the turtle through the yellow stripe. The black makes it stand out, and then the spears crossing on the back. It's a nice jumper, so 8 out of 10.
I quite like Richmond's one this year. I like the way they've used the animals on the sash. And the sponsors ruin it. It's a bit unfortunate that clubs have to put sponsors on their Indigenous Guernseys sometimes, but can't do much about it. Yeah, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 as well. St Kilda's, I don't mind. It's okay. It hasn't been as good as their other Guernseys they've done this year. But there's not heaps going on really. So I'll probably just give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, we've got St Kilda's home jumper now. Clean jumper. Not a lot of artwork and thought put into it by the look of it. There's a little bit of design on the back. I guess bonus point for it being a heritage design. But other than that, there isn't a lot else going on. So I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Just for the pure fact they haven't really put a lot of thought into it apart from some patterns through the stripes. St Kilda's away one. Just the same as the home, but white instead of yellow. And white on the back. As I said before, probably bonus point for a heritage. So take a point away for this one. So yeah, it's going to have to be a 5 out of 10. Clean jumper. It's not a bad jumper, but I don't see a lot of Indigenous aspect on it and thought put into it. And yeah, clean, but not a lot going on with it.
It's alright, the white one as well. Same as the other St Kilda one, not a lot going on, so I'll probably just give it a 4 out of 10 as well. I quite like the Sydney one this year. I like how they've put the harbour inside the swan. And they've kept it pretty clean at the back too, with just the handprints. Because of the white top, the sponsors don't get in the way much either. Makes it good, so probably going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I quite like it this year.
Swans jumper, yeah, it's hit. Sponsors don't get in the way. The red and black sponsors help. Minimalistic on the back helps too. And I love how they've concentrated it all on the one swan with the harbour bridge and other stuff going on and a couple of circles on the front. The inverse throws me off a little bit, but overall it's a pretty clean jumper. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. West Coast jumper. It's odd. It's a clean jumper. The eagle kind of looks ugly. I don't know why they put the yellow head on it. On the yellow based jumper. Yeah, it's not doing a lot for me. If they had a couple of touch-ups, I'm sure it could look a lot better. But yeah, not doing a lot for me with all the yellow and stuff. The gradient's not too bad, but yeah. Probably give it a 5 out of 10. But if we're talking about the long sleeve version, I'll probably give it a 6 out of 10. I like how they've used the artwork throughout the sleeves as well. And included the concept of the gradient right down to the end of the sleeve with the blue.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one. A part of me likes it, part of me doesn't. It's not bad, but the eagle ruins it a bit at the front, I think, with the yellow head. So I'll probably give that one about a 5 out of 10 as well, because it's not horrible, but it's not great. Doggies, I'm not fully sold on either. There's a bit going on at the bottom. There's still a little bit at the top, but it just seems pretty basic this year. Their last year's one was a lot better. I'll probably give this one about a 5 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, the doggies one's not too bad, but unlike last year's design with the eel behind us, there isn't a lot going on. I guess it's better than too much. But yeah, it's in the realm of Carlton and Melbourne where it's clean, looks nice, but you can't really go above a 7, but I'm not going to give it a 7. The way they've used the hoops in kind of like the to represent the river pattern and stuff, and they've kept the jumper clean. Sponsors don't ruin it either, but yeah, I'm going to have to give this a 6 out of 10. But moving on to the away design, I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. It's cleaner than the blue, and yeah, it's on the lines of Melbourne and Carlton with how clean it looks, and doesn't really look like there's much thought being put into it, but I guess it's overall clean, so can't really complain. So I'm going to give the home a 6 out of 10 and the away a 7 out of 10.
I really honestly prefer the blue one more, to be honest. Like up the top of the white one, is there even any river stuff happening? And I'm not huge on the white one. I preferred the blue one a lot more. You can sort of see a bit more of the detail up the top on the blue one. So I'm going to have to give that one probably a 4 out of 10. It's not much worse than the blue one, but still not as good. Thank you for watching. That was our ratings on Indigenous Guernseys for the 2024 season. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.